Fire.
Wow, right in my face. Got it in my face. Oh no! We ready. Like Nelly. No jelly. I need ya. So we just introduced an iron decon to the paint surface. An iron decon, it takes off all the heavy metals. So in everyday driving, right, truck brakes that have metal in the pads, and you know, you get all kind of iron and magnesium and calcium. You get all these heavy metals that get bound to the paint, and they actually will go through a chemical reaction and embed themselves into the clear coat. So before I introduce a clay bar, which as I'm rubbing this over the surface of the paint to pull off any decontaminants, heavy metals, I want to do a chemical decon first so I don't have to scrub it, touch it, agitate it. And for me, it just makes it a little bit easier to deal with a black car and not introduce scratches from iron that could have been taken out with a chemical or with a non-agitation or non-mechanical. So that is the purpose of the iron decon. And so before I start clay barring on it, I get as much of it out as I can. Jeez. Yeah, this hood is a respray. See, I'm at 147 microns right there. 100. See that? 91. See that? 99. Look right here. 317. It's a respray. So I'm not gonna have a lot of room on these corners right here. 167. That's better. 179. Much better. 123, so it's thin right there. Older cars, I love to put a paint depth gauge on it because it'll give me an idea as to how much base and how much clear coat we have to work with. It's a 2008 Cayman. The hood's been resprayed because I'm over 300 and it'll make sense in a second. Where I look at some of maybe the quarters, those are at 100. Anything under 100, I want to be careful. I'm down to my one last polish, and I may not even be able to compound that. So I might need a one step, meaning just a high gloss polish and get it as clear as I can get it, where the hood can definitely use a compound and polish because I have enough material to work with. This is a lifesaver, because once you polish through the paint, it's time to repaint it. I got some gloss back. I didn't want to put any compound on there. That scared me a little bit. I was scared. Let's see. Come on, don't let me down. Oh my goodness. Jesus H. And Jesus' middle name is not Henry, but I'm just saying. He ain't gonna know what to do with himself. He gonna have a black car, man, not a gray. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet sand this headlight, because what we can accomplish in 2 minutes with a wet sand, it may take us 10 minutes to accomplish with a polish, all the while we're heating up the Lexan. Anytime you heat up a plastic, it changes how it corrects. So what I wanna do is with as least heat as possible, cut off as much of this crusty outer layer as possible. Don't worry about that, it'll wipe off. Compound. See that Cayman? Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. That's a clear issue. All right, they pulled the clear off, but let me polish that and see what it does. Yep, that's a clear issue. Okay, that's the best that's gonna get. This car used to say Cayman. I want to make sure it didn't say Carrera. When that badge was pulled off, it also pulled clear coat with it. So there's really nothing that I'll be able to do to resolve that, because that is into the clear. So unfortunately, wait, maybe a fix, but check back. So that's heavy clear, lacquer-based clear. And once this settles, we might be able to wet sand that flat, polish it so that those valleys disappear. So we'll cross our fingers. This roof was way too thin for a two-step, and a lot of times I want to perfect. I'm not going to perfect the paint. I'm trying to get it as good as it can get, which is this, so that's great. Lots of gloss. Still see some imperfections and some pock marks, but if you look at the other side, it's 9-day difference. You know, I look at a black car and I say, oh, it's got a lot of potential, and I want it to be glass. But the client will look at this car and go, holy cow, because it's 9-day difference for them. But for me, I've been watching the process. It's almost like looking in the mirror as you gain or lose weight. You really can't see the transformation. So I guess that's the payoff, is the client will see the transformation even though I'm nitpicking over the transformation. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it. 1 step up there, 2 step here, get on the sides, and yeah, she'll be good. It's gonna be super slow. Come on, girl, please, please. Nope. 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 This is why, ladies and gentlemen, you don't let PPF stay on your car for more than 2 years. So here we are, the car came in, you saw it, it needed some work. I mean, it's a 2008, as we talked about in the beginning. It's factory paint, and so for a car that has 18-year-old paint, that's what we should have expected. We did our prep wash, we wanted to see exactly what we're working with as far as the paint was concerned. We did our iron decon, we clay barred it, and then we got it into the shop and we started the polish process. This car did take some two-step, which is a compound and then a high gloss polish. Some places needed a 3-step. We needed to put a little bit of wet sand on it. Headlights needed wet sand. Some of the hood needed wet sand. I had some bird poo etched in there pretty deep. But as you saw, we were able to get around that and get this car really, really glossy. We did a isopropyl alcohol distilled water wipe down to get the ceramic coating to stick. The car was coated, and I'm quite pleased with the result. This car went from 0 to hero. I'm really happy with the end result. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this episode. As always, we love taking great care of you and giving you great content. Here's another one. out the gate. And don't forget, polish, protect, and drive. Peace, y'all. But all that stuff that was done.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
She's glassy. Look at that.
Yeah.
We
That
happy?
is nice. I am happy. Yeah. Okay. Great job.
That's how we do it. Like McDonald's. Another satisfied one served, baby. Not a billion yet. We're gonna get there though.